Thanksgiving can be a little stressful, so I am here to help take the stress off for that day. I'm going to show you 3 different options that you could put in your crock pot. Now, if you have 3 crock pots, you could do all 3. But I'm giving you these options for you to free up some space in your oven and or on your stovetop on Thanksgiving Day. You can get up that morning, put them in the crock pot, and pretty much forget about it until it's time to eat. Hey y'all, I'm Mandy, and this is Mandy in the Making. Here's the thing, unless you're blessed with a double oven, I wish I was. But even with that, Thanksgiving, a lot of times there's so many things that need to go in the oven. You've got to time it just right, and you may not have the space for all of it. Now, you may have some people bringing some things over, and that's always helpful, but your crock pot can come to the rescue. And it doesn't have to be these crazy, weird recipes. It can be your kind of traditional recipes that you utilize your crock pot for. The first one I'm making today is just some mashed potatoes. We're gonna make them a little extra special, but you can do your mashed potatoes in the crock pot. Now, we have Thanksgiving around lunchtime, so I would put this in the crock pot 8:30, 9 o'clock in the morning, and it'll be ready at lunchtime because I'm gonna be doing it on high, but you definitely could do it on low for longer if you do Thanksgiving in the evening. But let's get started on some creamy mashed potatoes in the crock pot. I've got this 5-pound bag, but there's not 5 pounds left in it. There's like 3.5 pounds left in here. But even that I don't really need to do because it's just the 3 of us. So I just texted my friend Tabby from Tabby's Treasured Home. She lives really close to me. And I said, y'all love mashed potatoes, right? So if she says yes, I'm just gonna go ahead and make this whole thing, and then I can take some of it to her in a little while. But we are making some creamy mashed potatoes. We are gonna use Stephen's favorite ingredient to help make them even creamier. But it's the chive and onion cream cheese. I'm gonna throw that in there. But you can do these in the crock pot, which is great because it frees up your stovetop. You're not having to stand over there and wait for the taters to boil, all the things, you know? It's a time saver. So while I'm waiting to hear back from her, somebody told me that I needed to be peeling towards me. And it just seems so unnatural, but I mean, it is pretty quick. Oh, Tabby just texted me back and said, we do. So that's great. I'm gonna make the full thing. I think I'm faster going this way just because I'm used to it this way. Everybody has their own way of doing things. And the other way is probably smarter, but I don't always do the smartest things, you know? I've peeled all my potatoes and washed them. Now I'm just going to cut them into chunks, and then we're gonna throw them directly into the slow cooker. Okay, we're all done. This is 3.5 pounds of potatoes. Now let's add some seasonings and some chicken broth. I'm gonna be using reduced sodium chicken broth. And for this, I'm gonna do a little more than 1/2 cup, not quite 3/4, I don't think. Let's see, maybe 2/3 a cup. That seems about right. And then at this point, you could add some onion powder, some garlic powder, some pepper, a little bit of salt, because I really like to add more salt at the end. But I'm gonna be using this home base seasoning. This is from Spice Titan. I've got a link and a discount code for you down in the description box from Spice Titan. But this has, hold on, I'll tell you what it has. Kosher salt, garlic, onion, and black pepper. So I'm just gonna use a little bit of this. And here's the thing, we're gonna put these on high for about 3 hours. I am gonna come in here and stir them like once an hour. So it's not one that you want to leave the house necessarily, but on Thanksgiving, you're usually home. So just kind of reach over there and stir it really quickly once an hour or so. I'm trying to plug this thing in. I'm just putting it on high for 4 hours. This one is not completely programmable, so I can't choose the time, but it should be good. And then it's about 1:15 right now. I'll come in here and stir this around 2:15. And then this should be ready for our next steps in about 3 hours. So at about 4:15, these should be done. So we've got our potatoes here. I've got about 3 to 4 tablespoons of butter. I'm gonna melt this in the microwave. Let's check out these potatoes. I did do as I was supposed to, and I stirred them once an hour. These are nice and ready for sure. Let me get my potato masher out to get it started. Okay, we got a good start on that. I'm gonna use my electric mixer so that they're super duper creamy. Okay, so let's add our butter in. A big scoop of sour cream is gonna go in. And optional, you don't have to put in cream cheese if you don't want to, but I'm gonna use this chive and onion because it's gonna give it a really great flavor. Now for cream, I do have some half and half, and I will add that in. I don't have a problem doing that, but I'm gonna barely add any in right now and just really get this going and kind of see where we're at. And then we'll just add the cream as we need it. Okay, I do want a little more cream. Okay, I'm gonna take a little taste test of that and see if we need to add any salt and pepper or any more sour cream or anything like that. Taste test revealed that we need a little more salt, a little more pepper, a little more sour cream, and a little bit more cream cheese. I'm just wanting these to be super duper creamy. Now, taste again. Okay, the creaminess is there. Still needs a little more salt, and I think we're good. Mix that around. I am not using the spoon that I licked. If it was just us eating it, I might wouldn't care, but I am gonna give some of this to Tabby, so I'm being very careful. Look how creamy those are. Yes, please. Okay, that's done. I don't know about y'all, but it is not Thanksgiving and or Christmas or any big family get together without green bean casserole. I've made it many different ways in the past, but never in the crock pot. And I'm a little nervous because the French fried onions, I really do like for those to get a little toasty. So we're gonna test this method out and see what we think. You'll have to tell me below, have you ever done green bean casserole in the crock pot? But it would be nice because it frees up a spot in the oven. And if you're trying to roast a turkey in the oven or whatever, it takes up a lot of room. So let's see if this works. As always, I'll have the recipe linked below. I'm not doing a full amount today that I normally would do on Thanksgiving, just because it's not Thanksgiving. But I'm using regular green beans this time just because that's what I have on hand. Normally, I like to use the French style green beans. Those are my favorite for green bean casserole. But I'm gonna do 3 cans today. Normally, I would do 4 to 6 cans just depending on how many people are coming. But for us today, I'm doing 3. To get started, I'm gonna empty this can of cream of mushroom. I get the kind with roasted garlic. It makes it taste really, really great. Now, if you're doing more than the 3 cans of green beans, I would do 2 cans of this cream of mushroom. I've got a half a cup of half and half, which should be, yeah, about half a can. I'm gonna kind of mix it around in the can just to get any of the extra off of there, you know, and pour that in. You can just do milk if you want to. You could even do heavy cream if you really wanted it to be super duper creamy. Okay, I just mixed that up because it didn't look appetizing on camera, nor in person. But let's add in, I'm gonna add in like a big spoonful of sour cream. And for a little something extra, I've got some Parmesan cheese here. I'm just gonna add some of that in too. 1/3 cup maybe, I'm not sure. I'll put all the measurements below. But I feel like this one can kind of be a let's eyeball it type of thing. And then again, you can go in with some garlic powder, onion powder, that type of thing. I'm doing this home base again, just because why not? Now let's just add our green beans. And I know a lot of people like to add some French fried onions in with their, that's not my favorite thing. I don't know why, but feel free. If you normally add in some French fried onions into the mix, do it now. But that is just not my favorite thing. This is what I can't stand. I get this all the time out of canned green beans. The stem is sometimes on it. So I kind of have to look through and monitor that because you don't want somebody to get a big old stem in their bite when they go to eat. Who wants that? No one. We are gonna cover this and we're gonna cook it on low. You can do it for 2 to 3 hours. I'm gonna do it for 3 just so it'll be done at the same time as my mashed potatoes. And then we'll put the remaining French fried onions on top later. So those will not toast up in the oven. We'll see how that goes. Now this third recipe, let me just tell you first of all, first and foremost, I am a huge fan of canned cranberry sauce, not the chunky stuff. No, it comes out in the shape of the can. Huge fan, sign me up. Open that thing up, put it on a dish, I'm happy. However, I know that a lot of people don't like that. You gotta tell me below, are you team canned jellied cranberry sauce or do you like the real stuff? And if you like the real stuff, I think you're fancy. So put on your little top hat or your tiara and I think you're fancy. And I mean that in the best way. I really do feel like fancy people like that. I liked the canned jelly stuff and I ain't fancy. But today I found a recipe for Cran apple chutney. I don't even know what chutney means. I've heard it all my life. Is it just like a fruit, kind of a chunky fruit something? Let's Google it. Chutney is a condiment traditionally from India, made from a cooked or fresh mixture of fruits, vegetables, and spices. It can be sweet, savory, or spicy and ranges from a chunky spread to a smoother paste. Chutneys are used to complement meals, act as a dip, or add flavor to recipes and can be made to be preserved for a long shelf life or consumed fresh. The more you know. We don't just have fun over here in the kitchen. We also get educated. You probably already knew that. I did not. Moving on. First of all, I've got this bag of fresh cranberries. I think you can use frozen, you just need to thaw them. But I'm going to open these up and rinse them really well. This is a 12-ounce bag. Let's go rinse those. Now, I've got a gala apple here that I need to wash. I am going to finely chop this apple after I peel it. I don't eat a lot of apples, and you know why? I don't love the skin. I don't know why I don't love the skin. I just don't. I think it's a texture thing. I can do it if I absolutely have to, but it's just not my favorite. And I know people say that's where like all the nutrients are. I get it. But for some reason I don't love the skin. So even if something doesn't say to peel an apple, I usually do. But this one did say to peel it. Okay, and for this recipe, it just says finely chop it. So I'm just gonna do that now. Okay, our apple is all done. Let me grab my small crock pot and we're gonna throw all the ingredients in there. So our cranberries, our apple. I love cran apple anything. It's one of my favorite combinations. So when I saw this recipe, I thought, ooh, that is gonna be good. And we're gonna be fancy. Okay, the recipe calls for 2/3 a cup of sugar. We also need a couple of tablespoons of brown sugar. There's 1, 2. Recently, Steven and I have been putting brown sugar in our coffee and we love it. I love this honey. It's amazing. Steven got it from his cousin. He gave it to us. I don't know where it came from, but it's so good. But this jar stays so sticky. We need about 1/3 a cup of honey. So I'm gonna eyeball this. That's probably about right. Let's do a little bit more. Okay, that's probably about right. Now we need 2 tablespoons of the frozen orange juice concentrate. So I've thawed it. Concentrate obviously means that it is stronger than just regular orange juice. Lovely. We need about a teaspoon of cinnamon. We also need a teaspoon of apple cider vinegar. That's it. That's all we have to do. And again, this has to cook on low for 3 to 4 hours. So we'll just have it along with dinner tonight with the other 2 side dishes that I have put in the crock pot. And again, I know that says it's on low for 8 hours, but you know the drill. We're just gonna do this on low for about 3 hours. It has been basically 3.5 hours at this point. So when I was looking at the recipe for the cranberry apple chutney, I realized, oh, we need to cool that. It's not going to be cold by the time we eat it, but we do need to start that process now. So let's do that. Okay, so we're hoping that some of these would pop, and they have. Oh yeah. And I'm kind of popping them as well as I'm stirring. And I've got a bowl here. Oh, you're welcome. I've got a bowl here. I'm going to put these in. And we're gonna put it in the fridge. That is beautiful, and I can't wait to eat it. So I'm gonna leave the lid off, and I'm just gonna stick this in the fridge. Hello, sir.
Hey.
So I said, this is what we're having for sides. We need to figure out what we're gonna do for meat. And I said, we got some steaks in there, so what did you say?
I said, why not do some garlic butter steak bites on the Blackstone with some chimichurri sauce?
So he just made us some chimichurri sauce. I'll leave the recipe linked below of what he used. Did you follow it precisely or just kind of, yeah, I didn't have a feeling you did. But if he can remember what he did, I'll try and leave those in the notes below. But
little of this, little of that, some of that.
Thanks, babe.
That's right.
Here's our steaks. These are from Butcher Box. They are beef strip steaks, yeah. So we've got 3 of those. Cole is here tonight. So we'll chop those up here in a bit, and he's gonna do those on the Blackstone.
Got our beef tallow going. Going on with the steak bite.
Man, I am hungry. I have not eaten well today. Like I haven't eaten much. And I did a big workout, and he ran 5 miles, so I know he's hungry.
6 miles.
Oh, you did 6 miles?
I did 6 miles.
Oh.
A little bit of a steakhouse burger on there. Spice Titan.
Oh yeah, we love the Spice Titan blends. That's the steakhouse burger. Okay. I'm gonna leave you to it. You enjoy.
I will.
Okay, the very last thing we need to do, I'm gonna stir this up. It looks so good. And we're gonna pop our French fried onions on top, and then it's gonna be time to eat.
Green bean casserole is special.
Is it?
Yes. That is really good.
So I added.
It's creamier than.
I added a little extra milk, and I used half and half instead of regular milk, and I added some Parmesan cheese.
That is delicious.
I love that, yeah.
Okay, good.
I like that better than what
Traditional?
we've had.
Yeah.
Okay,
for
so
sure.
what do you think about the French fried onions on top? Because they didn't get like toasted in the
They're fine.
oven. They're fine.
They're fine.
Well,
I don't ever remember the onions ever getting toasted. Maybe
Right.
warmed up. but
yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
But you like it?
That is amazing.
Okay, good.
Potatoes are delicious.
Yeah, the potatoes are really
What'd
creamy.
you do to these potatoes?
I added a little bit of chive and onion cream cheese
Wow.
and some sour cream.
Wow.
That is delicious. Super flavorful.
Good. And then try that cranberry chutney. It's cran apple chutney.
What's the chutney?
I don't
That's the
wanna talk about
chutney. Whoa. Man,
Is it good?
that is delicious.
What is it?
It's cranberries and apples.
It's like some kind of, yeah, it's like a fruits dessert salad. It's almost like a better cranberry sauce.
Oh, is it fancy cranberry
It
sauce?
is.
You like that?
That is delicious. That's Thanksgiving right
Should
there.
I make that for Thanksgiving?
Yes.
Okay. You think? Well, obviously we got to get the canned stuff for Hank for sure because you know
Yes.
my nephew, he could live off of just cranberry sauce. But I should make that for everybody else.
Hank might like that.
You think so?
Yeah.
Hank, I don't know if Hank will try it. Hank, if you're watching this, will you promise Ma that you'll try it?
You got to try that, boy. Actually, know what? No, you can't have none. Can't have none.
That's what you always do for Hank. You tell him he can't have none.
Nope.
Make him
Can't have
take a
none.
bite. Oh, goodness. How are your steak bites?
Delicious.
Yay.
A little medium.
Yeah.
Really, really good.
We are feasting out over here, y'all. I mean, it's like a little pre-Thanksgiving feast with pre-Thanksgiving steak. All right, well, I'm so glad that it all worked out. Y'all, that is special. That is super special. I think I will make that for Thanksgiving. And Hank can't have none. All right. This is a delicious meal. Y'all, I mean, I don't mean to toot my own horn, but toot toot, baby. That was good. I think I'm gonna do green bean casserole like that for Thanksgiving, and I think I'm gonna do that cranberry sauce because both of them were great, and that's something I can do that morning. I host at lunchtime. I can do it that morning and not have to worry about it. So, win-win. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed your time here. And if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button before you go so you don't miss any more of my videos. I really appreciate y'all being here each and every time, and I will see you next time. Bye, y'all.